All right, great. So, hello. I hope everybody's having a good week. It's beautiful weather. I hope you got outside to enjoy a little bit. Tonight we're going to focus on the glutes. All right. So, the glutes are one of the prime movers of the lower body, of course, our entire body as we climb stairs and walk and run. But sometimes if the glutes are too tight, that creates tension on the lower back or even on the knee. So sometimes we experience pain in other parts of the body that's actually attributed to lazy or weak or tight glutes. So tonight we're going to focus specifically on the glutes throughout our practice. So we're going to do a little bit more of a warm-up, and of course we're going to focus on large range exercises like squats to help strengthen that area and of course increase its flexibility. But we're also going to work on our traditional yoga poses like bridges to help build strength in the glutes, and pigeons and forwards folds to help lengthen that area. So again, nothing wild tonight. These are all things that we have done before, but it's just a combination of poses that we're putting together to help focus on this area. And don't worry, just because we're working the glutes does not mean we will have bigger glutes. We'll just be toning that muscle, okay? So let's get started. We're going to start actually in child's pose, so come on down to your mat, get comfortable, take a couple nice deep breaths, and let's just begin our practice together. Okay, so we're breathing deeply here, letting go of all the distracting thoughts and plans of the day. And naturally, as thoughts arise throughout our practice, just bring your awareness back to how your body's feeling, back to your breath. In our child's pose tonight, walk your hands out in front of your shoulders if they're not already there. As you exhale, maybe you can continue to inch the fingertips just a little bit further forward to create a little bit more space through the upper back. And then walk your hands over towards the right corner of your room. Sit back into your left hip. You should feel this stretch along the left side of the rib cage. And then walk your hands back through center and over towards the left corner. Sit back into the right hip and breathe deeply here. Good. Let's come back through center. And we're going to press up onto our hands and knees. We're going to get started with a couple cat-cows to wake up the muscles along the front and back of the torso. So moving with our breath, exhale, arch, hollow out the front side of the body, draw your chin towards your chest. And as you inhale, round the spine. Think about lengthening upwards through the crown. Move at your own pace. Good, let's do one more. And then come to a neutral spine. We're going to add the arm and leg to begin building that strength through the glutes and the back of the body, as well as the abs. So let's inhale, right arm, left leg, nice and long. Exhale, bend the knee and elbow, round the back, tuck the chin. So press away through the left heel as you straighten out the left leg. Think about reaching from the glute itself. Good. On your next inhale, let's hold the arm and leg out. Continue breathing deeply. Work on lifting a little bit higher through the hand and the heel. So we're not arching the back. We're simply lifting that leg from the glute. You should feel the large muscle on the left side of the hips really working to lift that left leg. Let's take one more breath and then gently exhale, hand and knee down to the mat. We'll switch sides. Left arm, right leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, arch the back. Draw the knee and elbow together. next inhale, let's hold it. Keep reaching, keep lifting. The lower back should remain flat. Let's take one more breath. And then lower the hand and knee down to the floor. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, bring your hips back towards your heels. One more time. Walk the hands out in front of you, lowering your forehead down towards the floor. And then let's just round up, stacking the back. Bring the shoulders over the hips. And you may want to roll the shoulders back several times. Many of us get so tight through the upper back during the day. So just a couple nice circles. You can go in both directions. Good. And then we'll keep our shoulders back, keep them stacked over the hips, interlace the fingers, and reach away through the knuckles, round the spine, drop the chin towards the chest. So we've already done our cat and cows. Our back should be a little bit more supple than maybe at the very start of our practice. And now let's do this in reverse. So lift up through the crown of the head, stack the shoulders over the hips, bring the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back and together, reaching the thumbs away from the tailbone, open the chest, and look upwards. Good, and let's release. All right, roll the shoulders back. Excellent. Let's walk our hands forward, come into downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here, pedal out the heels, wake up the calves. And now walk your feet forward. Tuck your chin towards your chest, lengthen through the crown, reach it down towards your toes. And release the feet, round up, stacking the back. Until your shoulders are stacked over your hips, lift the chin off the chest and take a nice deep breath, coming towards the top of your mat if you're not there already, for sun salutations. Feet under the hips in mountain pose. Let's move with our breath. Inhale, exhale, palms together. Inhale, lift the arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, forward fold, fingertips down to the mat. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the right toes. Exhale, left leg back to plank. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down, foot flat. And exhale, left leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. And exhale, release. Inhale, exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes, exhaling, right leg back to plank. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, foot flat. And exhale, right leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back, and exhale, release. Inhale, exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes, exhale, left leg back to plank. Draw the abs in as you inhale, and exhale, lower down. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest. Exhale, curl the toes, hips up, downward dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down, foot flat. And exhale, left leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. And exhale, release. Inhale, exhale, palms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes, exhaling, right leg back to plank. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, foot flat. And exhale, right leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release. Arms by the side, shoulders back and away from the ears. Take a deep breath. Maybe shake out the arms and legs. We're going to work on our warriors. So let's keep our right foot where it is. We're going to step our left foot where it is. We're going to step our right foot back a little bit more than a stride, turning the right toes out about 45 degrees. For warrior one, we want to bring our hips, shoulders, and chest towards the top of our mat. So let's inhale our arms up, biceps next to the ears, and as we exhale, bend the left knee, stack it over the ankle, tuck the tailbone slightly, feel that stretch through the right hip flexor, and relax your shoulders away from your earlobes. Breathing deeply, press into the left foot, keep the left quad active. And exhale, release, lower the arms, straighten out the left leg. We're going to rotate the hips all the way to the right side of the mat now. Walk the right foot back a couple inches, opening up the stance, making sure the left heel points towards the right arch. Extend the arms. And exhale, bend the left knee again. Bring it back over the ankle, open up through the inner thigh, make sure the kneecap is pointing towards the middle toe. Roll the shoulders back and away from the ears, turning your head and looking past the left fingers. Flip the left hand up towards the sky and gently relax the right hand back, lifting the left fingertips up, keeping the lower body steady. So we're not moving anything from the waist down. Look upwards towards the left palm. Continue to reach the fingertips all the way up towards the sky. Good, and let's release. Come back to warrior two. Straighten out the left leg and lower the arms down to the sides. Press off the right foot and come back to mountain pose. All right, good. Shake it out. You may want to step back on your mat. We're moving into warrior three. So we're going to keep our left foot glued down to the floor. Spread the left toes nice and wide as you can. And remember, in warrior three, we want to keep our body nice and tall. So the lifting of the right leg is from the large muscle of the glute maximus. So we're not just bending the knee and reaching up through the heel, but instead think of a nice long line or a long lever. So lift that heel and let the glute do the work. It's the big muscle for a reason, okay? Our upper body is staying in line from the head all the way down to that lifted heel. So when you're ready, find a point to focus on just for the start and inhale. As you exhale, shift the weight into the left foot and begin to hinge at the hips. For every inch you reach your forehead forward, you're going to drop your gaze and lift the back heel. Keep the hips square, the lower back flat. Work that glute by keeping the right heel up. Your hands can stay on your lower back to remind it to stay flat. They can be along the body. They can be out in front. This is much more challenging with the arms out. Your choice. Keep lengthening from head to heel, breathing deeply. And let's release with the same control. Lift the head up, lift the gaze, lower the right foot little by little. Excellent job. All right, shake it out. Roll the shoulders back. We're going to start with warrior one on the opposite side. So come back to the top of your mat. Keeping the right foot in place, we'll now step the left foot back a little bit more than a stride. Back toes are about 45 degrees towards the top of the mat. Hip, shoulders, and chest come forward. Inhale, both arms up, biceps next to the ear, and exhale, bend the right knee. Press down through the soles of the feet. Keep that outer edge of the left foot glued to the mat. Draw the abs in and tuck the tailbone under. Slight movement there. Good. Let's release. Straighten out the right leg. Lower the arms. Open the hip, shoulders, and chest towards the left edge of the mat and walk the left foot back for warrior two. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend the right knee. Point it towards the middle toe. Turn your head and look past the right fingers. Again, actively press down through the soles of the feet. Feel the quads working. Flip the right palm towards the sky, moving into peaceful warrior. Reach the right fingertips up, letting the left hand relax down along the left leg. Excellent. Let's release. Come back to warrior two. Take a nice deep breath. And release the arms, straighten out the right leg, push off the left foot, come forward into mountain pose, and stand tall. Excellent. So now we'll move into warrior three, rooting down through the right foot this time. Most of us are more steady on this leg, so again, just start fresh. Whenever you're ready, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, shift the weight into the right foot. Hinge at the hips, drop your gaze, your shoulders and chest as you lift the left leg. Keep the back flat. If you're keeping the back flat, you'll feel it lengthening through the right hamstring, maybe even down to the calf. And let's release with the same control. Good job. Coming back to mountain pose. Shake out the legs and breathe deeply. Let's walk our feet about mat width apart now for some squats. Toes turned out about 45 degrees. Hands in prayer position, moving with the breath. Inhale, sinking down into our squat. Knees are turned out towards the middle toes, and exhaling, pressing through the soles of the feet, coming back up to a standing position. Move at your own pace with your breath. Feel free to adjust the stance as needed. If you find that your knees are kind of rounding inwards and you can't open through the inner thighs anymore, then adjust the feet accordingly. We want knees and toes in the same direction. If you want more of a challenge, you can walk your feet a little bit wider, but we do want to keep the full sole of each foot on the mat. Good. On your next inhale, let's hold the squat nice and low. Breathe deeply here. Good. Let's take one more breath. And exhale, press through the soles of the feet, straighten out the knees. Excellent. You can relax your arms down. And we're going to rotate the feet so they're parallel to each other now. And we're going to do some of our side lunges. All right, so let's start with our hands on our hips. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, hinge forward. So the back of the body is flat. Bringing our torso down until it's parallel with the mat, and then just reach your fingertips down towards the floor. So your fingertips might not touch, that's totally fine. They're going to be close once we start to bend the knees. So let's take another breath. This time as we exhale, shift the weight into the right foot, bend the right knee, and reach back through the tailbone. So now that we're bending the knee, chances are your fingertips are going to get a little bit closer, if not touch the mat. You can use your hands for support as you feel that stretch all the way down the inside of the left leg. Let's inhale. Exhale, press through the right foot. So use the glute to help lift the hips back up. Inhaling. Exhaling, opposite side. We're walking our hands over towards the left leg as we bend the left knee and reach back through the left tailbone. Now feeling the stretch down the inside of the right leg. And exhale, press into the left foot. Come back through center, inhale. Exhale, hinge forward all the way this time. Bring the chin towards the chest, look through the legs, let your head and neck relax. So think about lengthening the spine, reaching the crown of the head down towards the floor. You may want to shake your head left and right or up and down, really letting the upper back, the jaw, all relax. If you'd like to walk your feet wider, that'll intensify the stretch. Feel free. You may be able to sink down a little bit lower. But focus on your breath and allow it to relax the body. And let's walk our hands over towards the right foot or ankle, rotating the chest towards the right thigh and the left shoulder down towards the mat. Walk the hands back through center and then over towards the left leg. Reach the right shoulder down towards the floor. Good, let's release. Hands back through center. Use them for support. Press into the palms so you can walk the feet back in towards one another and under the hips. And then fold forward again. This time with the feet under the hips, reach the crown of the head down towards your toes. Bring your hands around to the back of your calves or ankles, pulling the chest in a little bit closer to the thighs. Straighten out the legs. Feel that stretch down the back of the body. Good, let's release the legs. And from here, we're going to lift into chair pose. So sweep the arms forward and up as you bend the knees and reach back through the tailbone, coming into our chair squat. So we're really staying nice and low. Bring the hands into prayer position. Tuck the tailbone under and find a point to focus on, something that's not moving. Keep the body steady. Good, let's take one more breath. And exhale, hinge forward, bring the hands down to the mat, use them for support, lift the heels up, walk the hands back, lift up the chest and shoulders, See if you can lift the hands off the mat and just find a point here to focus on, balancing on the balls of the feet. Good, hands down to the floor, gently lower the knees, sit back on the heels, stretch the soles of the feet. Hands to the mat, flatten the tops of the toes to the floor, and sit back on your heels just for a couple breaths in child's pose, arms wherever they're most comfortable for you right now. Let's lift the head, neck, and chest up. Come onto your hands and knees, walking the hands so they're under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. We're going to do a couple leg lifts in different directions, again, to turn on first the gluteus maximus, the large muscle along the back of the hip, and then the medius, the one that wraps around the side. So we're going to start by keeping this 90-degree bend in the right knee, flex the right foot, and we're going to lift the heel up as we inhale, and exhale, lower it back down. So think about lifting the sole of the foot up towards the sky as if you're going to tap your ceiling, and then come on down. So our upper body, our lower back even, all are remaining nice and steady. We're just going to lift the heel up and down. We're going to do 3 more. So lift up, feel the glute working, and come on down. Keep that same bend in the knee. So just because we're lifting the foot up doesn't mean we're turning this into a straight leg kick, okay? Keep that 90-degree bend. And knee back down to the mat, and we're going to switch sides. So press down through the right knee now so we can lift the left leg up and lower. All right, good. So controlled movements, bring the sole of the foot upwards towards the sky. Let's do 1 more. And down. All right, excellent. So we're going to do this 1 more time, back on the right leg. This time, keep that 90-degree bend, and we're lifting the knee out to the side, okay? So the tricky part about this one is when we lift up the knee, sometimes our foot doesn't come with it. We really want to keep the whole leg, we want to lift it up and bring the inner thigh and the inner calf as parallel to the mat as possible. So we're really working that side of the glute. So let's do 6 with the right leg. We're lifting up and down. Try not to shift the torso too much. Naturally, of course, the lower back is going to move somewhat to compensate for that leg, but the more steady you can keep the back of the body, the better. The more we're going to target that area. Let's do 1 more. Excellent job. All right, so let's switch sides. Left leg lift and lower. And sometimes one side of the body cooperates a little bit better than the other. So that might mean one leg is lifting higher, or one whole leg is lifting at once rather than the foot kind of dragging behind. But just pay attention to it. If you need to look back every once in a while and make sure what you think your leg is doing is what is actually happening, that's fine. Good. All right, last one. Woo! All right, so that probably built some heat. I know it did in my body, but that's a good one to practice, and of course you can do that anytime. All right, so we're gonna hold this just for a nice deep breath here. And then we're gonna come into downward facing dog. So root down through the heels and breathe. Now on your next inhale, let's take a nice big step forward with the right foot, coming into our low lunge, and hold. Breathe deeply, press through the left heel, turn on that right quad to press the right foot down into the mat, stabilizing the body. Now let's lift into our high lunge. You can always take the modification of the left knee or heel down on the mat. Press deeply into the right foot, turn on the right quad, turn on the right glute, lift the leg up. So as we press through that heel, we should feel it in the glute. Roll the shoulders back and hold. If you can, sink your hips down and forward even more. Keep pressing through that right foot. Excellent. Fold forward, hands down to the mat, frame the right foot, lower the left knee, flatten the top of the left foot to the mat. Moving into lizard, let's bring our right hand between the left hand and the right foot, and then walk the right foot a couple inches to the right side of our mat. You can bend the elbows in towards the body, or if you already know that you can get one or both forearms down, go for it. We're lowering our chest down into that space just inside of the right leg, feeling a stretch through the inner thigh. Excellent. Let's straighten out our arms, lift the chest, rotate the right toes towards the top right corner of the mat, and now open from the hips. So just as we were doing from our quadruped position, I want you to think about moving the whole leg as one. So we're rolling onto the outside of that right foot, bringing the outside of the right leg towards the floor just a little bit. On your next exhale, bend the elbows in towards the torso again, lowering the chest down towards the floor. Maybe you can bring one or both forearms to the mat, the chin towards the chest, so we're looking straight down. And just breathe. If this is too intense on the knee or the ankle or the hip, straighten out the arms, or straighten out the arms and rotate the foot slightly towards the mat. Okay, maybe it's just open a little too wide and we're putting too much sideways pressure on the knee or ankle joint. Let's release, straighten out the arms, lift the chest, lower the right foot down to the mat and walk it in so it's in line with its own hip, and then bring the right hand back around to the outside of the leg. Press the hips back, straightening out the right leg for our hamstring stretch, our half split. Lift the right toes and fold forward over the right thigh. Good. Let's release. Walk the foot forward. Come back to our low lunge. Take a nice deep breath. And then curl the left toes, lift the knee, step the right leg back to downward dog. And switch sides. Inhale, left foot forward, low lunge. Hold it. Settle into the posture. Check your alignment. Maybe you can sink your hips down a little bit further. Good. Moving into high lunge. Adjust the back leg if you'd like. Press deeply into the left foot. Reach through the heel so you can turn on that glute as you lift the chest up. Bring the hands to prayer position. Notice your hips. Maybe you can sink them down a little bit more. Excellent. Let's take one more breath. And fold forward, hands down to the mat, lower the right knee if it's not already there, flatten the top of the foot, and now let's pick up the left hand and bring it between the left foot and the right hand. Walk the left foot a couple inches to the left, and inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows in towards the torso as you lower the shoulders and chest down towards the mat. If you can, bring a forearm or both down to the floor as well. Good. Lift the head, neck, and chest. Straighten out the arms. Now rotate the left toes towards the top left corner of the mat and open the hip by lowering the outside of the leg a little bit further towards the floor, rotating onto the outside edge of the left foot. Again, inhale and exhale. Gradually bend the elbows, lower the chest. This side may feel different, so we want to move slowly. Breathe deeply. Good. Let's release. Straighten out the arms, lift the chest. Lower the left foot back to the mat and then walk it back in, bringing the left hand back to the outside of the left foot. Shift the hips back, straightening out the left leg, lifting the toes, folding forward over the thigh. Breathe. Good. Let's release. Walk the hands forward, lower the left toes, and let's step back again to downward dog. Pigeon is coming up next. So pedal the heels, lift the head and neck, relax. And then shift the weight into the left foot so we can reach the right heel all the way up towards the sky. Bend the right knee, pull it in towards the chest, and let's lower it between our hands. Relax the left leg back. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold forward over the right leg. Bring your forehead down to the mat or maybe rest it on top of your hands or fists. Keep your hips even distance above the mat, so we shouldn't be rolling onto that right side. And then walk your hands straight out in front of you. Think about lengthening the spine, creating a long line from your fingertips all the way to your tailbone. Take a couple breaths here. And then keeping the hips steady, and again, even distance above the mat, we're just going to inch our hands over towards the right corner of the room. Feeling that stretch from the underside of the left arm down the left side of the torso. Maybe you can press the left hip down towards the mat just a little bit. Good. Let's bring our hands back through center. Maybe we can sink our hips down a little bit further. And now we'll gently walk the hands in towards the legs, lifting the shoulders up and stacking them over the right hip. So bring the right hand outside of the right thigh, turn on the left glute, and let's lift the left heel. Reach back with the left hand as we grab a hold of the foot and pull the foot in towards the torso. Find that stretch down the left quad and hip flexor. Good, let's release. Bring the left hand forward and we'll step back to downward dog. Let's inhale our left heel up, bend the knee and pull it in towards the chest. Exhaling, lowering the knee down, relaxing the right leg back. Inhale as you lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Let the whole body relax. And then reach your arms straight out in front of your shoulders. Take a nice deep breath. Notice your hips. And then begin to inch the hands over towards the left corner of the room. Press down just a little bit deeper into the right hip. Good, let's come back through center. Take a deep breath. And then walk the hands back, lift the chest up. Plant the left hand outside the left thigh. Bend the right leg and reach back with the right hand. Draw it in towards the back of the body. Good, let's release. And then bring your right hand forward. We're going to step back into a plank. So draw the abs in towards the back of the body. Let's take a nice deep breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Let's hold the body parallel to the floor. Take one more nice deep breath. And exhale, bring the abdomen flat to the mat. So relax the legs, big toes touching. Let the heels roll away from one another. Stack one hand on top of the other. And rest your cheek on top. Okay, so we're going to do some leg lifts. This is the Locust preparation. We haven't done this one in a while. So you're going to want to roll onto your side, and we're going to bring our hands underneath the body. So I'm showing you this. You don't have to roll quite as much as I am, simply because you're at home. You don't really need to see or I don't need to see what you're doing. But you're going to bring your fists together, thumb side down, so that your pinkies are kind of resting between your upper thighs, and you're going to roll back onto your abdomen. So really walk the arms in as close to one another as possible. The thumbs are pressing into the mat, and either your chin or your forehead is down on the floor, whatever feels most comfortable, okay? So using the support of our hands, we're going to lift our right heel up towards the sky, turn on that right glute to lift the right leg, and exhale it back down to the floor. Switch sides. Inhale, left leg up. Again, press through the fists to help keep the body supported, and lower the left leg down. Let's do the right leg. Inhale, lift, nice long line, and lower, and left leg. Continue to breathe deeply as much as you need to, and lower. So you can do a couple more leg lifts on each side, or moving into Locust. We're going to press our hands into the mat, take a deep breath, and exhale, lift the feet up towards the sky. Good. Let's lower our legs down and release the hands. Stack them, make a little pillow. Place the opposite cheek on top and breathe deeply. Good. Let's roll over onto our backs. Bend the knees, slide the heels in towards the glutes, tuck the shoulder blades back and under the body. Take a couple nice deep breaths. We're going to do some bridges. So bring your arms along your sides, fingertips resting on the back of the heels. Tuck the shoulder blades a little bit further under the back. Let's inhale. And as we exhale, press into the feet, lift the hips off the floor. Use the glutes and the hamstrings to lift the hips up. And once the hips are as high as you can get them, again, ideally we can't even see the tops of our knees. We're drawing the knees in slightly, feeling the inner thighs engage and help support the lower body. Breathe deeply. Keep pressing through the feet. Excellent. Let's ease the hips back down, gently lowering the back, then the tailbone, and then releasing the arms out to the sides. If you'd like to move into shoulder stand, we're going to do that now. So bring the arms back along your sides, palm side down to the mat. Use the abs to draw the knees in towards the chest. Press through the palms. And then straighten out the legs, bringing the hands to the lower back, walking them up the body. And breathe. Point and flex the feet a couple times, let your calves and ankles relax. And then bring one leg overhead, reach away through the opposite leg. And slowly switch directions. And then gently lower the toes down to the mat overhead. Coming into Plow Pose. then bring your hands down to the mat, bend the knees in towards your face, and slide the knees down the front of the body. Gently lowering the back, the tailbone, and the soles of the feet down to the mat. Tuck the shoulder blades under so our chest is open wide and we can breathe deeply. And then pick up the right leg. Let's place the right ankle on top of the left knee or thigh. Reach the right hand through the legs, left hand on the outside. Draw the legs in towards your chest. You may want to use the right elbow to press the right leg a little bit further away from you, intensifying the stretch. Good, let's release and switch sides. Left ankle on top of the right knee. Reach the left hand through the leg, the right hand on the outside. Draw the legs in towards your chest. Good, let's release. And then lower your legs down to the mat, heels about mat width apart. Relax your arms halfway between your hips and shoulders, tucking the shoulder blades under and towards the midline. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Letting your whole body relax and sink down a little bit deeper into the mat. Let go of any thoughts, plans, or ideas. Bring your attention back to your breath, your body. And bring that awareness all the way down to your feet. Mentally repeat after me. My toes, feet, and heels are releasing and relaxing. My toes, feet, and heels are released and relaxed. My ankles, calves, and knees are releasing and relaxing. My ankles, calves, and knees are released and relaxed. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are releasing and relaxing. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are released and relaxed. My abdomen and lower back are releasing and relaxing. My abdomen and lower back are released and relaxed. My fingers, hands, and wrists are releasing and relaxing. My fingers, hands, and wrists are released and relaxed. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are releasing and relaxing. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are released and relaxed. My chest, back, and shoulders are releasing and relaxing. My chest, back, and shoulders are released and relaxed. My neck, head, and face are releasing and relaxing. My neck, head, and face are released and relaxed. My mind is calm, my breathing is even, and I'm completely relaxed. Bring your awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Gently reach your arms overhead. Lengthen the body. Breathing deeply. When you're ready, roll onto your right side and take a nice deep breath. Then press up to a seated position. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace Peace Peace. Namaste. Well done tonight, everyone. I hope you had a good hour of yoga. I hope you're feeling good. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. I'll see you either Wednesday or next week. Good night.